ANC in the Northern Cape, I said Northwest, it's the Northern Cape that has approved the DA's Fawzia Rhoda as the new chair of the Standing Committee on Public Accounts in the provincial legislature. It follows the removal of Father Gift van Staden. For more on that, we're joined now for that conversation by the Northern Cape ANC Chief Whip, Maneng. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time and joining us tonight here on In Focus. It has raised some kind of debate, this decision. Others are saying, well, it's actually not departing from the normal. Even in the National Assembly, those who chair those portfolio committees, particularly that of public accounts, is led by a member of the opposition party. But some are saying the ANC in the Northwest, in the Northern Cape, I beg your pardon, is departing from its character and now affiliating with the Democratic Alliance. What do you say to that? Explain the context of that decision.
Thank you very much, Thabo, and thank you to your viewers. I must say that indeed the decision by the African National Congress in the Northern Cape Provincial Legislature is groundbreaking. It is groundbreaking in the sense that we had firstly, in the interest of advancing the clean governance, we thought that we cannot be a player and a referee at the same time. Took an informed decision that we should give this responsibility to the official opposition in the legislature. One, it is in the interest of clean governance. We thought, and we can, since the beginning, if you have followed the political processes in our province, we've made serious strides in terms of clean governance in the Northern Cape. We thought we should improve, especially if you look into the role of Scopa. One is to scrutinize the executive. And if you talk about the executive, all members of the executive are the members of the African National Congress. So I want to correct the first part. Honorable Father Gift van Staden. Honorable Father Gift van Staden is the chair of chairs in the legislature. He's overseeing all the committees of the legislature. And it was a decision of the caucus should be given to the opposition. But I must say that in the country, it's not only in Northern Cape where the Public Accounts Committee is given to the opposition. That is why I'm very much surprised when in the Western Cape, has given that chairpersonship to the official opposition. In the national parliament, since democracy, we have chairpersonship to the official opposition.
Now, as you mentioned that, in the National Assembly already that has been happening and has been happening for years. One would then say, however, it not necessarily has stopped those who are in the executive from making decisions. One would say in some instances that have led the country to have that commission of inquiry into state capture. So Scopa has always had a chairperson being that of the opposition. But it does not necessarily mean it makes for effective oversight.
No. It does say that. It makes it very effective. We have seen in national parliament from the time of given to the opposition, it's more effective. It's more the committees, the executive is more scrutinized. The audit outcomes are more scrutinized. So in the Northern Cape, we have recorded an improved audit outcomes, but we felt it's not enough yet. We need a more effective select committee on public accounts in the province.
For example, let's take a recent case coming from Scopa in the National Assembly where they complain of a minister who doesn't show up for a meeting that is being called to do. At some point, they even consider writing a subpoena and forcing the minister to come and show up. Hence, I'm saying it does not necessarily mean that because you've got a member of the opposition chairing the committee that the executive will comply.
But the fact where ministers are reluctant to comply, Scopa is given that those powers to subpoena those ministers, shows you how effective it is. But secondly, in this province, coming back to our decision, we thought that and we need to give it to the official opposition, which is the DA, Democratic Alliance, as the caucus, but more importantly, to allow it to do its work. I said earlier that the leadership in this province, from its beginning of the sixth administration, and as the legislature, we said we want to be an activist legislature, where when we enter into the legislature, we depoliticize the responsibility given to us by the electorates, that we are there to serve. And the leadership, especially led by the Premier of the province, has always emphasized the fact that we are elected to serve. We are not kings and queens. We are emphasizing that fact that the executive must account. The executive, when it comes to the legislature, we put the political organization aside. We have learned from we have learned from Zondo Commission and other judgments, where Parliament was seen that it did not play its oversight during certain cases. So we thought that given those cases where members of Parliament, the members of provincial legislatures are found not to have activist legislature, we are going to depoliticize accountability. We want the executive that is accountable. We want the executive that is transparent. We want the government that is more transparent, and that is only in the interest. The sixth administration is that in order to increase service delivery, the first thing that we have to do is to attend to issue of financial spillages. And one is to combat corruption, and secondly, to deal with irregular expenditure in government, decisively so. So this is one of the issues, and but we thought we cannot be a player in the referee. We have assessed it. This was not just a decision that was taken in a corner.
Right. We
have done our own research, and we thought, okay, let's give this to Scopa. Let's give the Scopa, the public accounts. And we were learning. If you look many worldwide, the public accounts are given to Scopas, not the ruling parties.
All right. Now, appreciate your time. Unfortunately, that line letting us down also tonight, not very strong. That's the Northern Cape ANC Chief Whip there, Maneng, helping us in that conversation.